Welcome back to Marwell Manor Farm for episode 13 with me, MrSealyp. 10 o'clock in the morning. And the crops are doing great. Really very well indeed. I finished the potato harvest for Battersby Farm and I have cultivated the field as well. It hasn't been fertilised or anything like that because I'm not sure what's happening with that yet. I've spoken to farmer Eric about the harvest on his farm. I'm going to do the corn harvest and then he's off to the Bahamas. He's moving, he's going. He did say to me that I could use it for a silage harvest now and then redo his corn for him and then just send him the money in the Bahamas. And I said no, I promised to do the contract, I'm going to do the corn harvest, but what I'm going to do after that, I'm going to lease field 21 from farmer Eric. So we'll pay an amount either per month or an annual kind of fee, I'm not too sure. But that's what we're going to be doing with field 21. The chickens, thank you for everyone's comments. The reason I didn't get very much money for the box of eggs that I sold in the last episode was because I took the box from the front, and the box at the front is the one that's filling up at the moment, so it didn't have many eggs in it. That explains why I didn't get much money, so thank you very much to everyone that commented about that. What else? We are going to be doing a silage harvest, but first things first. Now I've got to be careful here, and this is a problem with leaving a worker, so I think I'm going to have to, because I put the little track in the road in here and I didn't do all of it, potentially this could cultivate over certain parts of it, so I'm going to have to be careful. So we're going to cultivate the grass in, so the rest of the field I'm just going to go right up to the boundary, wherever the boundary is, and then we're going to get some soybean in this field because that's part of the contract that I've got. I'm going to do soybean in this one, and I'm not too sure about the other one. I have been given a contract by Farm Dog, which is quite weird. Whoever it is that runs the Farm Dog Twitter account, which is a bit crazy, but anyway, it's cool. Apparently Farm Dog's got two friends, Bob and Sid, and they've got some dog biscuits that they want made, and they need some crops to make the dog. They even sent me a picture of the prototype dog biscuit. I know it's bonkers mad, but I love it. It's really cool. So yeah, so I've got a contract there, so I might have to try and see if I can do that. I thank everyone who's still sending contracts in. Some of them are incredibly complicated, and some of them are it's time consuming. They're ones that are going to take a lot of work to get there. So I have said to some people, look, I'll do what I can, and that's what I always say. I'll do what I can. If it fits the narrative, if I can fit it in, I'll try, but I can't always. I'll do my best, you know. Now, this, according to the thumbnail, it said 30,000 subs. Now I haven't called it a 30,000 subscriber special. I'm not doing anything particularly special. I'm not, you know, nothing whiz bangy or over the top or, you know, fireworks and all that kind of stuff. I just put 30,000 subs, and I just wanted to talk about that very briefly. I don't want to bore everyone or ruin everyone's day or anything like that, but thank you to all of you. I know I say it every now and again, and I know when I get when I've been hitting each of those 1,000 barriers since FS19 dropped, the channel's gone crazy, and I love it. I think it's brilliant. And at one point I think I was going up 1,000 subscribers a week. It was craziness, and it has slowed down a bit. If you're part of the new subscriber base since FS19, thank you for joining. I know I've said this before. If you're part of my old subscriber base, thank you for sticking with me. There's a lot of guys that have been with me right from the very start, and some guys who've, you know, kind of come in at different points, and thank you, all of you. It's just amazing. I honestly can't believe how much the channel's grown. It is truly phenomenal. So I thought, well, considering it's a 30,000 subscriber episode, I've got to do it on Marwell Manor Farms because I'm doing the subscriber contracts. It kind of fits very nicely, you know. You guys give to me, you watch the channel, you follow along, and you comment, and you know, sometimes the comments aren't as nice as I'd like, but you know, people are being honest, I guess, you know, and you can't please everyone. That's the biggest lesson I've learnt. I was going to try and live stream this, but it was too difficult. I couldn't, timetabling wise and fitting it in around when I could record, when my family were all here and my kids are doing stuff and they're coming in and out from work, and finding a long enough period of time to do a live stream and to be able to give you guys the kind of the time you deserve. Because when I've done live streams before, people are commenting live as it's going along, and I need to sort of read them and reply and try and keep up with it all, and that's incredibly hard to do. And there's a busy household and farm dogs barking, and you know, it all goes a little bit crazy. So yeah, you know, thank you, thank all of you. It's incredible. It truly is. And if you've been following me for a long time, you'll know I've said this before. When I started putting videos up, I never would have dreamed I'd get to this point, you know. And for all those people, I've had loads of comments from people asking, you know, I've started a YouTube channel, I'm just getting going, what advice can you give me, that kind of thing. Keep plugging away, keep doing it, keep doing what you enjoy doing. You know, that's what you got to do. Keep putting videos up, try and make them entertaining, try and make them informative, try, you know, not all of mine are, and you know, you always get those episodes where you put the episode up and you think to yourself, oh, you know, it's probably not quite as good as it should have been or could have been, or you know. And then you've got, you know, I try my best to make it fun and interesting. And it's not, I say, it's not going to please everybody, and that's the way it is. I know that Mercury Farms starting off with the forestry. Interestingly, and I had a conversation with my brother at the weekend because I spent some time with my brother. Man Cave Beer Reviews, not his actual name, and he was saying what he finds fascinating, because when I post a new video, he'll sit and watch the video, and he said what amazes me is you'll post the video and within minutes of it going up you'll get a dislike. He said, how can anybody have watched that video already? And that's the kind of the thing, you're not going to please everyone. You're always going to get those trolls. You're always going to get people that seem to thrive on making other people's lives a misery, and I don't know why. It's a weird thing. But for the most part, you guys are amazing, fantastic and friendly and helpful, and I've learned so much from most of you. And those people that share their life stories, their family histories, their stories about their farms and their friendships and their, you know, whatever it is they're doing, I thank you for that. I thank you for being open and honest and sharing and friendly, and you know, it's great. It really is. I do what I do, you guys do what you do, and if we meet somewhere in that strange Venn diagram of life, awesome. That's absolutely fantastic. So thank you. I've waffled on, as I often do, but I think the gist of the point being, just want to thank you massively from the bottom of my heart. It's for everything. It's an incredible experience, and I'm loving every minute of it. Saying that, nearly got this field done. Oh, cool. I'm just thinking, I can't remember how much. I think it's 17,000 litres of soybean I need. I'm thinking, is this field big enough to hit me 17,000? Probably not. So I think if I do this field and the next field and put soybean in both, that way I've covered myself. If I get extra, that's fantastic, but I don't want to come up short on the contract, so I think I'm probably going to do that. So what I'll do in a minute, I'll leave you to it. No, you'll leave me to it, whichever way round. Parting is such sweet sorrow, and we will convene later on once I've done both fields, because I think that's probably the best thing to do, isn't it? And we're going to get some silaging done today, as you've seen from the thumbnail. Let's do some silaging, because I need that silage in the bunker silo, or the chaff anyway. So yeah, we'll get some of that done. Happy days. I thought before I started this field, what I should do is really check it over for repair, because that's probably not a bad idea, and it showing that it needs repair work. 211. What's broken on it this time? Something broke. Anyway, well, that's repaired, so that'll be working properly now. I don't know what happens to a cultivator if it's not working properly. Does it stop working properly? Does it leave patches? I'm not quite sure. Doesn't work as efficiently as it should. So while I've got a worker finishing off field 14 cultivating, what's good about that is because I'm cultivating the grass in as well, I've got another fertilising state on it, so they're both fully fertilised. So when I seed, I haven't got to worry about fertiliser on there, which is a problem because I've just suddenly realised the seed has still got fertiliser left in it. I'll have a think about that. So what we're going to do, pop in the sort, that needs to go back to the to Southview's farm, doesn't it? We're going to sort out a forage harvester. Now I could mow and collect, like I've already got some grass on the field, which I'm going to collect with the loading wagon, and then we're going to get over on field 19. I think it's fully grown. I'm pretty sure it is. I'll check on the field info sheet. It has got 2 fertilising states. So I said I was going to do a crop, but in all honesty I need the silage, and it doesn't matter how I get it. I'd need it, and that field is kind of the obvious choice really. So our options then for forage harvesters. I have downloaded and installed the Russell Mash 1403, which I think is brilliant. It's cheaper than the others, it will still do the same job, so you know what, I'm going to go with that. Just thinking, because that one's going to cost me how much? 15,555, and then an additional 6,000 every operating hour, which could get a bit pricey. That one is 11,200 with an operating hour cost of 4,000 something. So even if I go into 2 hours with a second hour's operating fee, that's going to cost me the same amount as the other one did for its initial leasing costs. So you know what? That's what we're going to go. Oh no, I don't want to purchase it. Whoa, that was so close. Lease, not buy. Oh, crikey. So, blimey, that was very close. Headers, it's going to be forage harvester headers. And we want the grass, the mower one. Now I think we're going to have to go with the Capello, aren't we? The Crone's for the Crone, the New Holland's for the New Holland. The RSM doesn't have one, does it? It has the pickup, and it has the corn header. So, Capello Spartan 610, 6.1 metres, we'll lease that as well. I suppose that adds a bit to the price. But at the end of the day, it means once we've got the silage, we're going to be able to run cows. Now, I was going to lease a trailer. I know I can use the sugarcane trailers, and they'll hook onto the back of it, no problem at all. I think other trailers will, because this was the one I tested tonight. Then a lot of people said when they used it, actually, you know, properly used it, it didn't work properly towing a trailer, and I don't know what's going on with that. It's a bit of a weird. It's a kind of that dilemma I'm in as well. When I do my guide tours, my kind of first look, I do like this header. You look at it in the store, and it, you know, well, it's a header. But it's got quite a nice kind of ergonomic design to that. I like that. They're normally a little bit boxy, and it's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be as well. Now this is a multi-crop header. I think it shows it on the little label thing, doesn't it? There, look. Cut all sorts. Weirdly enough, though, it's not a corn header. It shows. Never mind. And this should do grass. So we're going to get this over to field 19. Oh, I shouldn't need the header trailer. I should be right getting through any of the gates and gaps and whatever. So I'm going to try and use the trailer we've already got. That did not like the hedge there. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to use the trailer we've got. Now, even if I set this off and just run alongside it with the tractor and the trailer, and then we'll take it all to the bunker silo. But before I do any of that, I do need to get that grass off of field 19 with the loading wagon. So that's going to be my first job, is to do that. Then we'll get this going, and we'll see how much grass we actually get off of that field to put into the bunker silo with 2 fertilising states, because like I say, I haven't managed 2 fertilising states yet. I'm still seriously considering buying the Kuhn round baler wrapper as a kind of option for making money on the side, so that when field 19 grows again, because I made pretty good money selling those silage bales, so I do need to do another 200 for Ben's contract. So I think potentially, yeah, I might well get one that way. you know, if I do need to make a bit of money, I should be alright, in all honesty. I'm making a little bit of money every now and again, ticking over the contracts. So, yeah, we're alright. Oh yeah, I didn't say that, from Battersby Farms. I think we sold, well, how much did I take in then to Greendale? I think I did 3 loads, I think I did. They paid me 10,000. Oh, it's going to be a little bit tight. Don't catch on the hedge anywhere. Am I going insane? How long has there been a gap here? Have I been driving past this all the time and not noticed? Seriously, how have I not noticed this? Right, so I've grabbed the loading wagon because, as I said, before I do anything else I've got to do this. I am still absolutely baffled by this. I don't know how I missed it. Very odd. Okay, well, never mind. It's kind of a shortcut into the field now. So as you can see, just popping up as we drive up the hill, we've got the grass that was left over. So let's get that turned on, drop down. There's a few straggly bits on the end, I have to grab those in a minute. But so whatever we get, I'm going to take over to the bunker silo at the main farm here, next to the cows. To be honest with you, I think we're going to get a huge amount. So whatever we're not going to be using for making total mixed ration for the cows, we can sell. That's going to be our other option. Every 4,000 litres is a bale. So when I try and work out my mix, when I do my total mixed ration, I do that, no, it's not an odd ratio, it's just the ratio I do, of 1 straw, 1 silage, 2 hay. That's in the 16,000 litre. So obviously then, depending on what capacity they have, and obviously with the new Anderson DLC coming out, that's going to have 2 more feed wagons which are different capacities, aren't they? So slightly larger. All I do is whatever the capacity is divided by 4, and I just do 1 part straw, 1 part silage, 2 parts hay. So that's kind of how I work out my ratios when I'm doing it. So we'll just sort of see how that goes, really. Which I think already I'm at what's that? 5, 6 bales worth, and that's kind of how I work it out when I'm putting it into a bunker silo. Sometimes I've done a bunker silo and it seems like there's barely anything in it, and when you actually check the amount, there's like 400,000 litres in there. I mean, that's so many bales worth of silage. I don't have to worry, and it means again you haven't got to have all those bales stacked up. Now, one thing I am curious about, oh, full already, is because I was too busy chatting. In the Anderson DLC, we've now got that extractor. Or extractor X, whichever way around it is, the one that wraps bales, and it does round and square bales and puts them in like a silage sausage. It wraps them and they just keep going in and going in and going in. You can leave them by the side of the field or whatever. Does that still count as individual bales, or will it count as one massive bale? It's an interesting one, isn't it? What also is interesting is watching the video of it when they were showing it on Farming Simulator website, was that when you unwrap it, you've got actual silage bales sat there, which is something we haven't really seen before. It's a little bit different. I'm going to have to move some of this equipment around because it's right in the way, isn't it? I do prefer a drive-through bunker, but needs must and all that. So I think I'll do what I usually do. I'll kind of go to the back, drive forward, unloading. Why does this trailer not want to seem to go straight? What's going on? There we go. So we'll start the back here. load. Don't want to get too close to the front of the bunker, because when you compact it, it squashes out the front, so I don't want to be doing that. Get another load and I'll do a little bit of compacting. Now I know there are all sorts of compacting levelers and all sorts of things, and people generally use all different ones. And I think people use different ones with different success. Some people swear by rollers, some people swear by levelers. I've never really gotten with levelers. I used to use the Holoras roller. I'm trying to think actually, do we have anything like that in game? I'm trying to think actually. Where would it be under? Oh, levelers, there we go. Oh, we have got the Holoras Stego, that's good. I found that to be, for me personally, that worked really, really well. Levelers I've never gone particularly well with. Obviously there was the new mod that came out on last Thursday, was it? Little small one that's got like spinning discs, I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, but I've often found just getting a heavy vehicle, just driving a vehicle with twins on, a tractor with twins on, or even the forage harvester, if you can get a gentle enough slope leading up to it, you can actually level pretty well with just a heavy vehicle. So, you know, this, again, whatever works really. Oh yeah, before I do anything else, 1 second. Jump out, check this. Field info, fertilised, ready to harvest. I mean, the trouble is with grass, it's always ready to harvest, isn't it? Because at any growth stage you can harvest it. So, is that fully grown or not? Kind of looks like it is, but I don't know. Has it got another growth stage on it? Am I going to cut it too early and make a real hash of this? Potentially, it might need another growth stage, mightn't it? Anyway, I'm going to collect the rest of the grass, and I'll see you in a little while. So, funny story. Well, it's not really even a story. I was testing something out, just an idea I had, and it didn't really go particularly well. But I saved the game after I did what I did, and then realised I'd left the time sped up. So it's now really 3:15 in the afternoon. So let's just say I had a long lunch. I popped out and did a few errands. I don't know how that happened, I really don't, but anyway, not to worry. I'm going to try this. Let's do pipe out. Right, so it'll hook up, but I don't know if it'll work. If I do L1 and then is it up or down? There we go. This little flap here can bring the flap down. Oops. Or up. But down is kind of, it should help stuff go into the trailer without being too much bother. I mean, I don't know if it really actually makes any difference. It'll still go in anyway, I think. Now, is this going to work? That's the question. So, let's switch to the front. Let's turn it on. And there we go. I mean, for all intents and purposes, it just makes it a massive, great big mower. I say massive, it's only 6.7 metres, but it does mean I don't have to go out, mow, windrow, collect. It just does it all in one hit, so that kind of works rather well. I'll do what I've done before, and I'm going to go around and do the edges, and then when I get to a bit where I need to turn a little tighter, really. Doesn't really know. That's what I'll come back and do it later. When I can set it off on a worker, then I'll probably run alongside it. I'll say run alongside it, drive alongside it. I'm not going to run because that's it's unseemly. Frightens the troops. Can't do that kind of thing. think we're going to do right. Now, I haven't compacted the bunker silo so far. I got 2 full loads and I think another 14,000 was it? So that's going to need to be compacted really before I do anything else. It seems to be filling up fine. Whether it will fill up completely, because I know some people did say it filled up to a point and then it showed it going in, but it wasn't actually going up anymore on the on its capacity. So I need to keep an eye on that. It seems to be doing alright, and I think I've got this. What I've just set 40 something thousand litres, isn't it? 43 or I can't remember what it was now. Rather well, 40,000 litres at a time. No, like I say, I could use the Randon, the sugarcane trailer, and I know that'll do, is it 60 or 66,000? And if you really wanted to go a bit bonkers and add 2 of them together, you can obviously double that capacity, but that means more leasing costs, and this is the equipment I've got on the farm at the moment, so I'll go with this. That's one as well, get around to the corner. Awesome. Yep. Maybe not that far into the corner. Let's try and... There we go, so that seems I can see where I am. I suppose that's the one good thing now as well, and again I've probably mentioned it before, was obviously on FS17, if you drove across the grass you basically just killed it, you know, so there was all that you kind of went back across where you'd been, same as you would do with crops I guess, with crop destruction on. The fact the grass now kind of bends and springs back up now, it does mean when you get a full load you can just go straight towards the exit without having to worry too much about causing any damage and that kind of thing. So I know, to be fair, if you went backwards and forwards over the same patch of grass, you would destroy it, you would flatten it into the ground and it would become useless, but so this is filling up fine. Fingers crossed we get a full load. We need to keep an eye on that counter. There we go. This actually stopped it up. Anyway, fantastic. Right, turn it off. Lift it up. Now what I can do is take it back like this using the harvester, or what I could have done was brought the massive Ferguson over and I can kind of go backwards and forwards. Since I'm right close to the farm, oh I should have left the header there, shouldn't I? What? No, it doesn't matter. Because I really don't want the big header having to swing around in the yard and that kind of thing. But I might as well use this. I suppose the only other downside to it is every time I drive backwards and forwards with this, I'm eating into the operating hours, technically. Does that count? I mean, I'm just thinking, I'm not actually, it's just driving. I've never really thought about that. The operating hours I've only ever considered just being when the machine's in use as such, but then I suppose technically driving, it is in use. Let's just drop the header down here. And unload. Oh, that was something else I need to do, and sooner rather than later. I need to sort out some pallet forks. I don't think I own any, do I? Let's just have a... garage. I don't think I own any, because I need to move those 2 pallets of wool off the spawn point, because when the next pallet spawns it all gets a little bit higgledy-piggledy. No, I don't think I do. No. I need to get some. Like I say, these 2 are full. and this one obviously isn't, but then every time I restart the game all the pallets seem to have moved, so I think it's better that I just clear the ones that are in the way, put them to one side. I do have a contract for wool. I'll check that one again as well, because I think I was after 11 pallets I think was the contract, and the sheep do seem to be producing pretty well, although I think I would probably buy some more anyway. Like I say, I do want to get the cows sorted out, really get some cows in as soon as we can. But what I've also realised is, because it's now 20 past 3 in the afternoon, our sugar beet and our next field of oats are probably ready to harvest. So we've got field 21, field 15 and field 18 all need harvesting. So I think I've got the next few episodes sorted out anyway. I haven't got to worry about what I'm going to be doing. I've got plenty to be getting on with. Well as hoped. The only problem with it being rear steer. So I stick this load right in the middle. You can see where I kind of backed up to do part of it. It's partially compacted, but not completely. This is a tight yard, and I've just probably damaged the front loader as well. If I can back over those two piles, if it will let me, I've got to be very careful. Because I know in the past on FS17 I've had times where I've got vehicles stuck and can't get them back out again, and it all just becomes a nightmare because you can't wake up from. Yeah, it's not the. Right, okay. So back where it should be. Let's open her up. Okay, why are we not made? Oh, there we are. Great. That took a little while to open, didn't it? It's actually coming out way quicker than I thought it was going to. So, this is the point I was saying earlier. If I can get this to turn a little bit better. Let's try and get that out of the way. Wow, okay. That was way there. So generally speaking, the bigger and heavier the vehicle, and I know on some Let's Plays I used one of the Challenger, which one was it? The one you could put, not tracks, the wheeled one, and put duals or triples on and just roll up and down with those, and it all works really well. But generally speaking, the forage harvesters are heavy enough as well. Like I say, as long as you don't get them stuck. If you get them stuck, then we have a problem. But you can see out of the edges it all starts to compact, and it will gradually flatten out. And what I could have done, actually what I should do really, is stick another load up this right hand side here. If I stick another load up the right hand side here, then it's not all kind of tipping all off to one side, and I can run up and down a little bit. So there's going to be a little bit of that to be done. And I'd say levelers may be quicker and easier, and you know, and I'm probably, when I've got a bit more in here, what I will do is get the hollow ass. I'll lease that and come up and down with the hollow ass, because that will work really well as well. But just, you know, if you just want to use a vehicle rather than using a leveler, you can. You don't have to use a leveler. It just does tend to make the job a little bit quicker. So I'm going to just compact this a little bit with this, just a little bit, and then I'll get back out. I'll cut some more, because obviously this is going to be quite a process now, because I've got to try and get as much into this bunker silo as possible. This is going to hold quite a lot, so and I'm assuming I'm going to get quite a lot off that field, so we shall see. This is going to be one of those ones where I'm going to end up doing quite a lot off screen, because I want to try and get it all done before the end of the episode. I don't want this to span over multiple episodes. Doing the silaging and getting chaff into this bunker silo was my job for today. That's what I wanted to get done. So as you can see, it is starting to level, flatten, let's say flatten, smooth out is probably the best word, isn't it? Smooth rather than level. It's not, certainly not level, but And I know in real life you wouldn't use the forage harvester to roll over the pit. Of course you wouldn't. Right. Let's crack on. You know how I was saying I was going to get it all done in this episode? I might well have to roll it over. I think we're up to about 260,000 litres in the bunker silo already, and I've barely scratched the surface of this water. So what I thought I would do as well is I'll roll alongside the forage harvester. Then I can whiz backwards and forwards a little bit quicker, rather than having to keep connect, disconnect and that kind of thing. So I'll do that to start off with. But I am a bit concerned. I think what I'm going to do is have to try and fill it as much as I can, because now it's nearly 20 past 4. The light's going to start going again, which means I might have to finish it off tomorrow morning. And I'm thinking obviously then it's going to need rolling and all that kind of stuff. Now what I have done is put twins on the baked bean. That just cost me about 7,800 to put twins on that, which was a little bit pricey, but it doesn't mean I can use them whenever I need to now. So yeah, this is going to take a little while. Just want to get alongside a bit better than that. We could be looking at 1 million litres. Does that seem too much? 250,000 already. I've done a couple of... Oh no, maybe not. Maybe 750,000, maybe something like that. I don't know. Possibly. Unfortunately, I think I've run out of time. I was really hoping I was going to get it all done, and I'm still way off. And it just goes to show as well, when I did the last load of grass work, I finished it off in the dark when I was doing all those silage bales, and I've missed loads of bits of grass from when I did that before. So I'm finding it now. As I'm cutting the grass, I'm exposing all these strips I missed before. Where am I going? This way. So yeah, I think what I'm going to have to do is take this load, think about compacting, and then I'm going to have to finish off in the morning because it's going to start getting too dark to see properly, which means it's too dark to record properly, and it just doesn't work. So I'm going to carry on with feeding the chickens overnight. Delirious, the dog's going to get fed. What time is it now? 5 to 6. So yeah, it will suddenly, after 6, the light starts to really go. I have taken the pallets of wool that were here and I've just put them inside, so I'm just kind of lining them up as they get filled up, just put them in here. I bought the pallet forks, the modded ones that came out the other day, where you can adjust the tines out and in. I thought that'd be a handy bit of kit to have. And obviously since the update we've got lights in all the buildings and they've all got light switches all over the place, so I thought I'd put those on it, make it a little bit easier for me to see what I'm doing. And at the moment we have got, I think, about 519,000 litres or something in here at the moment. So like I say, you see where the last 4 loads have gone. That all needs compacting, then the next load will go on top and I'll carry on going until I finish that field. But that, unfortunately, and then I need to clear all this that's spilled out at the front. I'll get that shovel back in, or I'll use it as feed or something. I'll probably actually need to shovel it back in, because that won't be grass anymore. That'll be registered as chaff. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do overnight, I say overnight, when I finish doing this bit of recording, I'm going to seed field 13 and 14, the ones we cultivated at the start of the episode. I'm going to get over there, I'm going to put soybean in both of those, so that can be growing overnight. Then hopefully, like I say, first thing in the morning we should be able to get the rest of that field cleared off, that compacted and covered, and then we can get on with harvesting field 21. Then we need to do our massive sugar beet harvest, and that's going to take ages on field 18, and then obviously field 15 is going to be the last of my oat contracts to finish, and the oats will go in storage for horses and various things. And then I think I might start looking at a couple of forestry contracts. I'm not going to do all of them in one go. I might do one and something else and come back, because I think I've got 4 or 5 forestry contracts to do. So yeah, I've still got a lot to be getting on with, and I wanted to get this done because once the silage is ready, once it's fermenting, we can take delivery of cows. I've got a few cow contracts, and yeah, I think we're doing alright. We're buying little bits of machinery here and there as we need them. I'm leasing quite a lot. Actually, I'm going to turn the engine off because I forgot I hadn't compacted that. So until that's compacted, I can't actually really put the next load in, because I don't want to get the trailer and the tractor stuck trying to reverse up over that. That would be a little bit churlish. So that's it from this episode. I know it's a slightly shorter one, but the next one we'll jump straight back in, carry on with it. So it's kind of almost a little two-parted type thing. But again, thank you for the 30,000 subs. Fantastic. Farm dog's over the moon, as you can tell. I don't know about the growling bit. The barking bit was fine, but so yeah, it's all good. It's fantastic. I'm over the moon. I'm really chuffed a bit. So thank you to everyone again. Absolutely wonderful. I will see you on the next one. I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest, whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.